guys, what is going on? Welcome to the next video on my channel. My name is Blake, and guys, today I'm doing a story time video. So, as you all did see, I did bring back the old intro because I got a lot more love on the old one than the new one. So, what we are going to be talking about today is kind of like my story as a runner. So yeah, this is kind of just going to be from 7th grade to when I started running to now as a freshman. So there was a lot to be said here because there was definitely a learning curve and a couple races that kind of changed the way I thought about running. So guys, before we get into the video, make sure that you guys do please like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, just join the Noti gang. And yeah, as you sadly didn't know, I did not pass post the last 2 weeks, and there's a reason, okay? Everything got busy. Right now where I'm living, there's huge storms, and so that took away a video idea I had for something that I was going to do if the weather was a little bit nicer. So plans change, and so videos change too, so let's get right into it. Okay guys, starting off, this is 7th grade year. This is where, I was kind of forced into running cross country. What went through my mind was, what I want to do is basketball. Basketball is what I want. And believe it or not, I was playing football. Well, like a year before. But that was kind of in my mind too, but I dropped out of football because I was just too small. So I joined cross country, and I was slow. I had no history of running, nothing like that. My dad ran track. He was a pole vaulter, and my mom did palms. So that's what they did. So what I'm going with this is, I started off. I was very, very slow. Okay, I was placing 120th. I was almost last on my team because of just how I didn't really care, and I was really just doing it because my dad told me to do it. So continuing on, it's about halfway through 7th grade or 7th grade cross country, and I really thought about is this really what I want to do? Like, I'm not having that much fun. I'm only doing it because I really kind of just want to do it. But I'm so glad I stuck with it because of what we'll get to. So the whole cross country season, I didn't really get anywhere. I didn't medal. I didn't place. None of that stuff happened. 7th grade track rolled around, and that was another year. I tried to break a 6-minute mile. Oh, and to give you more perspective, I couldn't break a 7-minute mile in cross country, meaning that I couldn't get below, like, into the 6:58, 6:57, 6:56, so on and so forth through that mile. So what I went on to do in track was I broke the 7-minute mile. I got way past there. I hit like 7:03 was my PR. 7:05 was something really close to that. And so what I tried to do, I tried to break that, and every single time I couldn't break it. And in the track season went around, still didn't break that 6-minute mile. That was a big goal of mine. That was something I really wanted to do, and I trained hard for it, and it just didn't happen. And it sucked, but it's just kind of crazy, like you're telling yourself like, hey, this is what kind of happened, and that really was a learning curve for me. That was one of them. 8th grade cross country was a bigger one. So I started 8th grade cross country, and I started out being, again, slow. Still trying to make my body to be a runner, because that's not what I thought I would be doing. So what happened is I joined cross country, and then halfway through that year I had a breakout race, just like an NBA player when an NBA rookie player, their first year playing NBA, has a breakout game, meaning they score lots of points and they do really well for the team. That was this race. We were racing on this. I didn't really understand, but what happened was, this was a meet that all my teammates didn't like, And of course, I didn't know why, because I missed that run in 7th grade. So I was like, okay, well, it's just probably just going to be another race, probably just, not going to do great. But that was the first race that I didn't tell myself that. I told myself that I'm going to do my best here. I'm going to try extremely hard. Give y'all more perspective, my PR in 8th grade was around, I think I went into the 13s once. I think I was like 13:45 was my PR, maybe. It might have been a 14, I'm not sure about that. But this race, we had the worst starting point on the entire, every other team had a better starting point than us. But at the very beginning, the gun fired and I just took off. And I took off and got into that first 30 pack. So I stuck there. I actually went back a little bit and then I went forward, just kind of like a race. And I actually ended up medaling that race. I got the last medal. And that was the point where I was like, that just felt amazing. I've worked so hard for this, and to see it finally happen was just nice. Going on, 8th grade, so that was a race, and then I didn't medal I didn't medal at conference or any of that kind of stuff. But the 8th grade track, this is kind of when Corona hit and everything got shut down. And I bet it's not just myself, but it's for every other track person out there, it hurt. Because what happened there is that then I was going to break a 6-minute mile, just like I was 7th grade track. And no, I hadn't done that at that time yet. So what happened was, I went and I ran it was a time trial for 8th grade track, time trial. And my goal was breaking that 6-minute mile. And sure enough, I put my spikes on, and I took off, and I got a 5:55. Now that was a time where I was like, that's really fast. I'm like, well, I'm really improving. And also, that season right before Corona hit, I had an injury. And that thing took me out like a semi-truck, man. That thing took me out of running for 3 months. Good thing that was during Corona, because if not, I would have been sitting out for 3 months. What it was a pain in my knee, but it was that tendon that goes from your hip to your knee. And I didn't know what to do. We tried to get it checked out, but we never really got diagnosed as anything. So I kind of just, ran with it. I didn't run. Just kidding. I didn't run with it. Didn't run with it. But I tried to just rest it. And right whenever, and then I did summer track. Was still hurting, and then one day it just stopped hurting. So continuing on, I went and I ran summer track all the way through. I slowed down a lot because of my injury. I was running about 6-10 miles. Remember, this is freshman year. This is now. Okay, so I was running about 6-10 miles in my time trial. And then cross country hit. And we were running 5Ks. That's the first thing for high schoolers. I never ran a 5K in my life until my first high school race. I ran around 20:45. So it wasn't great. But my goal for that season was 18:30. And as I've told you all in my goals video, that is always when I try to push myself to a goal, I try to make it realistic. And I try to, push myself to make that goal. So race just kept happening. I tried to break that 20-minute 5K barrier. And final race. This is a conference. This is probably my final race of my freshman cross-country season. I take off. Okay? Gunshots. I'm at my favorite place I've ever raced. And it's not my hometown, but it feels like it's my hometown because every time I've raced at that place, I've done well. And so the gun shoots, and we're off. I get out hard. No, I actually don't. I get out easy because I see everyone else taking it out hard. I'm not well placed. I'm at 80th place right now. I'm like more like 90th place. I'm averaging like 40th a race, 50th a race. And with 300 kids, 400 kids, that's not horrible. This race, so I took it out easy, and I kind of let the pack fiddle down. The entire race, I passed people. I didn't think I would ever pass in my cross country life. It was unbelievable. I finished that race, crossed the finish line. I heard the guy in front of me say 18:53. And so I took a time and I looked in my head and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't just break it. I didn't just get into the 19 minutes, I got into the 18 minutes. And I felt so good after that race that I would just go and, just run a marathon, man. I just felt amazing. I felt like everything was finally coming together. All my hard work, all the dedication I put into running was all coming together. And it was. That final time for that was 18:54. And when I saw that in my head, I'm like, we're doing it. We're getting there. I didn't medal. That's okay because that's conference and it's hard to medal when you're at conference. But going on, that's kind of where I was now. Now I'm in track. We kind of had a scrimmage just a little bit ago, and I ran 5:30. Now I told you all my goal was around a 5 flat. Now I think that if I had more adrenaline pumping in me, that it wasn't just that was just a scrimmage, and if it was more a real race, then maybe it would, put some more adrenaline in me and make me feel a little bit different. Make me feel like, like I gotta get out faster. It was a weird race. Not everyone, the mindset wasn't there. Competition really wasn't there. There was 2 teams that came. It was really just a time trial to see where you were. And looking at it now, I'm like, alright, that's not a bad place to start. So yeah, right now I'm running 5:30 mile as my PR, 18:54 5K. So yeah, guys, that is where I am now. That is my story as a cross-country and track runner. I hope you all did enjoy this video. It was good just to kind of, just get out and talk to you guys and let you know kind of my story with running. Because, yeah, it was just fun to talk about it. If y'all did get to this point, it means a lot to me. Please make sure that you all do like and subscribe and hit the notifications. Join the Noni Gang. I'll be posting every single Friday at 10 a.m. So yeah, guys, don't miss another video because you're not going to want to miss what's coming in the future. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. See you in the next one.